Boom. We're live. I've been so fucking amped up to do this podcast, dude. Straight up.
I know, it's taken
late
way too
night
long.
session. Way too fucking long. Late night session.
Now we're deciding to do it at 2 in the goddamn morning.
Oh my god. Grind. Yo, Canelo Triple G. I'm so...
Could be fight of the year, fight of the decade.
The thing is that everyone was focused on the Mayweather-McGregor fight, which I understand because, like, the hype was just...
That's an exhibition.
Yeah.
That was not a fight.
But, I mean, this has been the one where it's, just prop this up.
Gotta give it to McGregor.
You have to. You have to.
Fucking fight.
Yeah.
His mentality just completely guided his whole.
The thing is,
his whole journey.
Oh my god! Like, and if you really look back at
his cockiness gave him $100 million.
Straight up. And he's on a boat now. He didn't give a fuck. He's got a kid.
Yeah, he's fine. You heard him after the fight, man. He cheers to Floyd. He was dude, we made money together. They're like business partners.
The thing is that I think that the people that were upset about it. First of all, Oscar De La Hoya. Did you hear what he was saying about it?
About what?
He was talking to.
Oh yeah. Because he's on First Take.
Because he's Canelo's promoter.
Yeah.
So he's the
one that put the fight together.
Exactly. And when Mayweather McGregor got made, he was all like, "Oh, this is a disgrace. This shouldn't be happening." And it was like, if Canelo was making that money, he'd be fucking jumping with joy.
Stoked, man. Come on,
dude. Oh my god,
nah, you just follow the money. Boxing's that.
That's one thing that I think is missing in soccer, for example, or like true showmen like that. Zlatan. It's hard. Yeah, Zlatan. They're different.
More of his persona outside soccer too, right?
I love him. I got a huge thing at him right there. He's my boy. I love.
I mean, the sport's pretty limited, like within the confines of the game, because it's a very classier sport. You get a yellow card for taking off your t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not a lot of room for.
Well, and it's really hard. You can't market like a fight sport in like a lot of the
Yeah, of course.
Because a huge market of who watches soccer, like young kids and stuff. They can't be watching people tump the head off each other.
If anything, also just the league. They don't put up with that shit.
It's a different sport for sure, but we're comparing soccer and fighting. Yo, tell me what's going on. What do you think about Neymar? Because this is a huge thing on my mind.
Man, we're lucky we live in Paris. Dude, they got Neymar. Not just Neymar. They got
Mbappe.
So nuts. That kid's like
how old is he?
Middle school. I don't know. He's like 17.
Oh my God.
I think he's like 19, but he
was Neymar.
He was nasty last year.
Neymar's like 25.
I thought he was. Yeah, dude. Neymar could win Ballon d'Or.
Oh, dude, he's so sick.
Yeah.
He's only 25. How crazy of a life is that you're that good at something that young? Especially something as
it must play on you, don't you think? Like, I mean, obviously you're making millions just playing the sport you love to do, but at the same time,
I think when
personality changes.
Oh, for sure. I think where that comes into play though is that, for example, I think someone like Floyd Mayweather or McGregor, they handle it so well because if you listen to interviews before they were famous, Conor was talking about being the greatest of all time before he even had a UFC fight. I remember
man, that's nuts.
But that's
it's at the end of the day though, it's easy to walk the walk and have. I mean, they not taking away what kind of mentality players have to have and athletes, but. You can have the mentality, but you couldn't have the skill.
I think
some people just have the skill.
I think it's a crash and burn when you rely on an outside thing like that, how good you are at sports or something for confidence. When it's not that's not a core thing. It's based on that's where I think
confidence. I think is necessary in any sport.
For sure.
You just have to know how to turn on that switch.
But when you're confident because you're good at something and not just because you're a confident person. That's where I think people end up falling short. Because
you think it gives them too much of a...
No, not even that. I think it's because for example, if you're solely I think that's why I think it's ridiculous for kids to base or us to put so much emphasis on grades in school, because that's your confidence as a person is based on an outside...
The affirmation of an external entity giving you
So it's when you get bad grades and you're not confident, right? It's a weird...
It shouldn't be dictating your mindset.
For sure.
But at the same time is that your mindset can be the opposite. It can go the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
if you have the mindset and you want to get good grades, you just kind of ignore the fact that someone else is giving it to you. I mean, you're paying an institution.
I know that it's but different like I said, different things work for different people. But I remember when Conor went, he was this was 2013 or something like that. He went on Ariel Helwani. He was a huge MMA reporter. He's probably the biggest reporter, and was telling.
Was he even big in 2013?
No, he wasn't even in the UFC yet.
Oh my god!
And
this kid, where does he come from?
Right, exactly. And he can't. So he was the Cage. I think at that point he was the Cage Warriors, which is like a small organization in Europe. He was the champion there, but he was talking about being the best fighter ever before his. And I remember he was doing the walkout for his first UFC fight, and the announcers were laughing because he was. They were laughing because he was like, "Oh, Connor's already talking about being a two-weight world champion." This is in 2013.
I mean, it's the same. I mean, LeBron called himself the king before he even won a championship.
I do, and we'll get into him.
There's a rare minority of people that can like deem themselves like great players and then like reaffirm that like later on.
Yeah,
and it's hard. It's obviously much harder because you have to have the skill. There's plenty of people that everyone remembers that probably like had a huge mouth and wanted to say that they were the best.
For sure,
and then build themselves up, and then end up not making it up.
Well, exactly. I mean, that's
like who knows Alonzo Ball? He just got drafted by the Lakers, and like his dad has been all over the news. Just LeVar Ball talking shit about how he could have beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1, how his kid could beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1. His kid's already better than.
Well, he's saying
the dad said he can, and then he said the son can too. He said his son kid is already better than Jason Kidd, who's like one of the best point guards in the 2000s
what the fuck
era. He's talking. He said the Lakers are gonna win 50 games this year. They won like 25 last year, bro. They're not gonna win 50.
You're a pretty big Lakers fan, yeah?
Yeah, my whole life.
Really?
Lakers fan.
That's
for sure.
What did you think about? Okay, just like
Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah,
Nick Van Exel.
Well, how old were you when that was going? Oh, you were
Shaq, I was young, but my dad took me a couple games when I was
4 or 5. Sure, it was fucking.
I remember like one or two of them. Yeah, it was.
They had a great rivalry with the Celtics. I mean, they've always had, but like
later on, when Kobe's by himself.
08,
08, the Celtics won. Yeah, Kobe's devastated. Then in 2009,
that Game 6 was that Game 6.
Oh no, 2010, Game 7.
2000, that's right. Where
Lakers came back, saved Kobe's legacy.
He hit that shot on the free throw line, dude. My God, he is one.
Sasha Vujic,
honestly, I love the Celtics. I love the Celtics, but I love the. I mean, you can't not like you can't.
It's just the Lakers, man. They get so much hype.
Kobe, oh my God.
What?
Kobe.
Oh my God!
Just like
it's the Mamba.
Exactly. Okay.
What do you want?
In your opinion,
enough said.
Would you take him or like Jordan?
Man, that's hard, dude.
I have
Kobe's my era, our era.
Yeah.
But Jordan's the GOAT. I mean, I've spent so much time looking at numbers comparing between even them two and LeBron, all three of them together.
LeBron.
And LeBron's a better all-around player. Everyone knows that, and he makes his teams better. But like, for some reason, Kobe and Michael have like that individual ability to make a team great. But Michael's just a different level.
I have two. For people that you can't see here, but I have two Jordan. I need to get a Kobe one too because his mentality, the Mamba mentality.
Jordan averaged 29 points his first year in the league. He was already a superstar.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
Kobe
probably only averaged 29 points 4 or 5 times in his career.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I love that Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team.
Oh man,
which is just fantastic. Honestly,
you should think about it like this. After his whole carear, you know how they have the Hall of Fame where he has a speech and everything.
Of course.
In his speech, he makes it like such a priority. It's like one of the very first things he says in his speech. Like he's like that the high school coach that he had messed up. He's like, you messed up big time, bro. Like he's still fucking pissed about it.
That he is one of the very. I think he plays on. Anger might be the wrong word, but he's
honestly like when you're that good and competitive, you're like petty. Like there's not a lot of ways to say it, but like honestly, petty is the way you should say it because like they take like the smallest little insults and they keep them in their minds for years. They die for those moments when they get that.
Dikembe Mutombo when they were. Have you seen this when they were in the locker room? They were in the locker room.
And he's like, you never dunked on me.
Yes, they were at the All-Star game.
Like that next month.
And then they were arguing.
Next game
they were. Oh my God!
So
you
got a
technical right for that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I think you got a technical for. But
of course.
Probably. I mean, there is a like a psychopathic mindset that some of these guys have, where it's
absolutely
where it's like I mean. The thing is, though,
it's not even just sports. It's
in anything, man.
People say billionaires are crazy, man. If you look at billionaires in the world, man, they're all.
The thing is, they're nuts. Oh, for sure, and I think that's sometimes a really good quality to have. But like, there's a give and take to everything. Like, if you're doing that, you can't be like a great father. If that makes
as much. Kobe's the perfect example.
Yeah,
Kobe. Everyone knows he's like ubiquitously known as having the like mentality, like the killer mentality. It's called the Mamba mentality. It's the Mamba, the fucking snake.
Yeah.
Basically, like. He kind of had to suspend the emotional sense of like relationships and whatnot just so he could focus on winning. He didn't want there to be any one detail or anything that someone could take that known about him that would make him weaker.
Yeah.
He had the complete armor around him that he for his entire career until his last year he became like this philosopher.
Yeah, so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a really. I love watching Kobe.
He's insane.
His like I love that
you know who Kevin Durant is, right? KD, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
On the Olympics team, I think it was 2012 when they went to London. Maybe 2008, I think, when Kobe was. Oh, no, 2012 Olympics, in London. I was wondering if it was.
It was Beijing.
Oh, it was Beijing. I was wondering if it. Yeah, it was 2012. Kobe had 5 rings, and this is Kevin Durant. Like he already had 2-3 scoring titles. He's a beast, right?
Yeah.
And Kobe, they're at the lunch, I guess, cafeteria or whatever for the Olympics team, and. Kobe's sitting down at a table, and Kevin Durant's the beast.
Yeah.
Kobe sits down at a table. Kobe stops him and says, I have 5 championships. What do you have? You can't sit at this table with me.
What the fuck?
To Kevin Durant. He said that to Kevin Durant, bro. And Kevin Durant said that in the story. He said that, like, on one of those, like, retirement tribute videos to Kobe.
Wow.
He was like, dude, Kobe is just a killer.
That's so crazy.
He didn't let me see. He said, I have 5 championships.
I think that is learned more than I don't think that's innate. I don't think anyone's born with that.
No, it's a quality that you can. Yeah, exactly. It's a quality that you can adapt to learn.
For sure, but I mean, at the same time, while I think that's awesome, and I think that's something I aspire to, it's like you're missing out on a lot by doing that. Like it's hard to like be like a.
Like you said, it's give and take. There's a cost and a benefit. The benefit is you can end up being super successful and being like. One of those players that's well respected because a lot of people especially athletes, just want respect from the peers.
Yeah.
Like they know that critics aren't like the ones who are on the field with them, knowing how hard they work.
Yeah.
The players are the ones who determine like when 20 years from when the players retire, they want to be like they want to be universally known among their peers as one of the best.
Well, what's so crazy. I think it was Jeff Van Gundy when he was coaching. He said that it was really important to be liked by Jordan in the league. Because he had that power to just make or break you. If Jordan liked you, that was like a
I watched Wilt Chamberlain, who's like, the ultimate athlete. He said that, this was probably in like the 90s or maybe like 2000 or 2000s. He said that all the players in the league should give 10% of their contracts to Jordan, just for making them so rich and popular. Because you know what he did? He basically he commercialized basketball completely.
That
the shoes, the stock options.
Did he make more money last year than he did ever?
He made more money in probably the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, in royalties from his shoes than he did in his whole career playing basketball.
That's so fun. Yeah. That's awesome, honestly.
I mean, he's a businessman.
Yeah, he's a business.
He's not a businessman. He's a businessman.
He's a businessman. Yeah, I totally feel that. But I mean, like, when you hear the story about fucking Kobe's work ethic, it's stupid. Stupid.
Teammates, like, you can still see in some when teammates talk about Kobe, like you can still see that like resentment in their eyes from just like having to practice them every day and him being like such a like high maintenance person, like being the best out of all of his peers, which is like, I mean, it's what you want, but at the same time, what you said, the cost is that you have to give up some of those relationships.
For example, I would throw Cristiano Ronaldo in the same category in terms of like work and stuff. But so I was watching the trailer. I showed the trailer of his movie to my mom, and it was basically him talking about how it was like he was born to be the best, whatever. And my mom said something was like, "What a fucking nightmare to live with." I mean, she like respects him a lot, but like, imagine right? It's like it's
probably with Brad,
yeah. I mean, like,
he left home super early. I think he was like 13 or something.
We'll get into him later. But yeah, I mean, like those mindsets, man. It's crazy. It's good to see and to be. I'm sure. And I remember this one story I heard about Jordan. And Jordan was like you said, like they take that little thing and just hold it in their head.
Yeah, it's fire. Yeah, like wood on the fire for them.
So at one point, he was like doing like some they do these preseason games in fucking Montana and like whatever. Apparently, someone said something to him that he lost a game. Jordan lost a preseason game, and someone said, "Nice game, Michael," like kind of like sarcastically.
Oh.
And he held that in all fucking. And he would like talk to reporters about it. But then it came out after he retired that he said he made that story up. Like he made it up just so he can have something.
And he made it up.
And he made it up. But like they need that like that fire. And some people just need. But then you also have some people that are just completely self-motivated. They just don't give a shit about what people say. They just want to do it because they want to do it. And
absolutely. Russell Westbrook.
I think that's more about.
He doesn't give a shit.
My man,
he just wants to play.
I love him.
Only friend in the arena in the court is the ball.
Exactly.
That's all he cares about.
Well, and
he just gets after it.
Yeah, I mean, and his relationship.
He has the nastiest dunks.
He's
Russell
only
Westbrook,
6 feet.
6'2", man.
6'2".
He is just wild.
He's probably the most athletic.
All the stats, most athletic point guard in history.
Yeah.
Most dynamic, probably best rebounding guard ever.
Nah, he's so good.
Man, you can't average 10 rebounds at 6.
What do you think about the whole Durant move?
I mean, well, what everyone else thinks, he's just a pussy.
I think
I mean, I don't think it's bad that he left to go to the Warriors, except for, I mean, obviously the fact that the Warriors were the best team already in the league by far.
Well,
it just changed everyone else's mindsets in the league that you need to do that to win championships. LeBron obviously went to Miami. People use that as the same example, but Miami wasn't the best team in the league. Didn't win 73 games.
Nor were the
and was in the finals.
He carried that. Who was the next player? Mo Williams. Mo Williams.
LeBron. In 07, on the first year they went to the Cavs.
Varejao.
They had trash.
They had no one besides him. I understood LeBron at the time; it was a big deal, but KD's was pathetic.
Now it's just like you can have Russell Westbrook and Paul George in the Thunder, and they're not even going to get close. The Warriors are too good.
I mean, you take what?
They have the opportunity to win for the next 4 years.
Was it 73 and 19, and you add fucking Kevin Durant?
Add Kevin Durant to 73.
Who was the best? Well, he's second best behind LeBron.
Second best player, best scorer of this generation, 4 scoring titles, MVP.
For a big
in his prime, he's 28. He's in his prime.
That's fucked. I'm worried. I don't think he'll last that long at the War. I think he'll leave.
I mean, I don't even know if they'll be able to afford all the players that they have. I think Klay Thompson and Draymond Green have contracts.
Powerhouse team, man.
Yeah, Steph Curry's making $40 million a year. They're
that's great. Well, the thing is, what I really wanted to see, and why I was so pissed about the Durant move, because I wanted to see the best of 3 series. Because the Warriors got one, the Cavs got one. I wanted to see those same teams, but do it one more time.
Exactly, but now the Kevin Durant thing.
No, it's not even.
But think about this: if the Cavs win this year, 2-2. The next year is out of 5. That's like unheard of.
That's crazy. Well, now they don't have Kyrie now.
Yeah, no, they don't have the closer, but if Isaiah Thomas is at his best,
so what do you think about that?
The trade?
Yeah, Kyrie going to the Celtics.
I think it was good. I think it was good for both teams, honestly. I think the Celtics got better. They got the best team. They got the best player out of the trade.
Yeah.
And they got rid of Isaiah Thomas's contract because he gets a new contract next year, and they probably don't want to pay him $30 million a year. Yeah. He's 3 years older than Kyrie.
Do you think they did him dirty, honestly? The Celtics?
As a person, yes. As a straightforward, realistic thinker, no, because it's a sport. It's a business. It is a business. It's a business. Like you don't lose sleep over that.
No,
exactly. It's just something that happens.
It's all, but I mean, when I heard, I was like, "Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one for me, honestly."
Bro, the guy played the day after his sister died. He scored 53 points, in the semifinals. That's one thing that conference.
I forget who said that. I think I was watching something.
Kenny Smith or something.
No, it was Oprah actually, but it was when they had Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield on the first time after the bite happened. This was 20 years later, and they were talking about how I think, but for one of those fights that one of their family members died, and she said that no one loses after a family member dies. It's
ultimate motivation. Speaking of motivation.
Oh my god! That's it's shitty motivation. But I've never ever.
You don't want it, but it fuels you probably more than anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because one of my favorite stories ever was Chris Paul when he was in high school. Have you heard the story?
No.
So his grandfather was he's probably his role model or something. And his grandfather got killed when he was in high school, and Chris Paul was a big name. He was going to go places.
Yeah, he was.
And his grandfather was 63 when he died, and Chris Paul goes out and drops 63 points. No,
nasty.
He goes for a layup. He's at 61. Goes for a layup. Gets fouled. 63 points. Crowd goes because at that point it was circling around the crowd. That he was doing. Gets to the free throw line, shoots air ball because he wanted to get exactly 63.
What a fucking beast! Man.
I love him. I really do. I really like him a lot.
He's still a top 10 player.
Yes. When he was at the Hornets, it was the Hornets at the
New
time.
Orleans. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Chris Paul.
High school story, damn.
Yeah, it was crazy. And there's a whole documentary on it. That's one of my favorite sporting stories that I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's
crazy to drop exactly in a fucking high. And this was against a good team too. This wasn't some
It was a good team.
It was a
I
decent.
know nothing about this.
It was a decent team, man. But yeah, you need that kind of motivation to do something like that. Or Kobe dropped 81. Like, oh my god, stop! That's so far.
That's not even fair, dude.
Dropping 81 points in a. Oh my god.
I don't even know. Like I don't think I was watching the game. I don't know where it was. I remember
Everyone
seeing
was-
it the day after. Obviously, it
everyone
was
was-
wild.
it was a big fucking.
It was the biggest deal, dude. It was
Yeah.
the 100 points.
Yeah,
which
which
was 100
yeah,
points
yeah.
of this generation.
Well, the thing is
That was
that wasn't nearly as documented as the Kobe thing was, just because like the media is
So that is a
right.
1960s.
Yeah,
dude.
you know,
That's-
it's
you didn't
complete.
see that
It's
shit.
complete. Didn't they ban the dunk because of him?
No, of Kareem.
Kareem. That's it.
They
Sorry,
banned the
sorry,
dunk in
yeah.
high school. I mean, in college. In
And
college.
that's where he did the sky hook. That's where he developed.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sky hook,
In I mean, I don't know if it was because of that rule. Probably was.
Yeah,
but in
because
college they banned the rule.
Yeah, because he was just a fucking
Uh.
monster. That's imagine being 7
He's
feet
probably
tall.
the best, like statistical battle against Michael Jordan as the best player ever.
Yeah.
LeBron's obviously up there, but
Yeah.
when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was in college, he won all 4 years of college championship. Won his second year in the NBA
Yeah.
MVP. He won 6 championships, 6 MVPs.
Yeah.
20 years in the league, top to all-time scorer
Yeah.
in league history.
Yo,
Hughes-
Bill Russell. Bill Russell. Looking at 11 champion. That's.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah. That,
they had 10 teams
yeah.
at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much.
I mean,
different,
it's
but still.
impressive, but
Yeah.
like there was a
Nowhere
whole bunch
near-
of
yeah,
players
yeah,
that no one
yeah,
knows
yeah,
about
yeah,
that have
yeah.
7, 8
Yeah,
championships. It's not
exactly.
fair.
Yeah, that's right. But so let's get into this Jordan conversation. I think it's Jordan. Like I would throw. Let's say
Do you have a top 5?
I gotta go Jordan, and then I gotta go. I think okay, just to stick to those two. The reason I think LeBron is not nearly the player that Jordan is, first of all, is I will say that if you we bring up LeBron's final stats and how many he's won versus and how many he's been in, it's not great.
He's lost 5.
Lost 5, but I will say that those first couple when he was in Cleveland against the
That's for
Spurs.
only one.
Sorry, the one in Cleveland. They should have beat the Mavericks. I was so happy when they
The one against the Spurs don't count against him.
because
Should have beat the
shit.
Mavericks. He choked.
Yeah.
2014 against the Spurs, they got blown out.
Yeah,
4-1.
bad.
Record margin.
Bad. Yeah.
The Warriors the next year, Kyrie and Kevin Love weren't playing. Remember,
Yeah.
he almost won.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
almost won. And
Yeah,
they
that's
lost.
crazy.
And then obviously they came back 3-1.
The
And
thing-
last year
yeah.
they just had no chance.
The thing to take into account though is that LeBron's had 4 more years in the league than Jordan did because Jordan.
Well, no, they're at the same amount of time right now.
Right
They both
now.
have 14 years in the league, I think. Or Jordan maybe at 16. LeBron's in his 50s. He's going in his 15th.
How old's LeBron?
32. But he didn't go to college, remember?
That's
Jordan
what
was
I'm
at
saying,
3
yeah.
years in college.
Yeah. So.
But that gives him more
Jordan-
chance to learn fundamentals. LeBron came right out of high school without knowing anything.
That's a good point. But yeah, I mean, if we're just talking,
LeBron's a more raw natural talent.
he's a physical specimen too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
6'9", you
Rough.
fly like that. That's
44
why-
inch vertical.
and not to say that Jordan was a fucking puny little fuck because he wasn't like
He was pound for
6'4",
pound.
6'4"?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
5% body fat. He was
But
nuts.
he was a fucking animal. But I think LeBron is one of those where it's hard for me to, because he's so fucking massive and so like
It's hard for you to put him at like that skill level.
right.
Jordan.
Yeah, that's what.
No,
I'm
it's fair. No, Jordan's better stats, everything.
saying. And but
Jordan's a goat.
the
Do you have a top 5 though?
that for me is a bit. That's,
Just you just have to be in order.
that's
Just,
that's a. I mean, I
you
would
can
put-
exclude big men if you want to. Fuck big men. It's hard to put in like Kareem, Bill Russell.
I'll go my favorite. All right, I mean Jordan, Kobe.
Favorites.
I gotta put Allen Iverson in there. That's my fucking boy.
Killer.
That's my boy.
Killer.
That's my boy. Allen
He's a
Iverson.
killer.
Allen
The
Iverson.
answer.
The answer.
Your nickname is the answer. You better be fucking good.
Dude, that's so fucking. And then who else?
Any Celtics players?
I thought that Rondo could have been something really special.
Trash.
Really? I
Now
thought.
he is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he could have. He had so much goddamn potential.
He was a pretty good player.
And then and then I'd probably go Bird and Johnson actually.
Bird.
Yeah.
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
MJ. Or
Because the thing I love about that, they're so yin and yang. The way they
white, black, Celtics, Lakers, 3 MVP,
flashy, not flashy.
Both good power. Yeah, they were. That's like the best rivalry ever.
It's up there.
It started in college.
Yeah.
They had the
Have
national
you read
championship
the
game.
book about both of them?
No.
Fantastic.
I watched
Actually,
a lot of documentaries.
Yeah.
Then.
But man,
They were in they had the college national championship game against each other
dude,
when they were when they were in college.
Yeah.
And then Magic won that. Magic went number 1 overall.
I love that rivalry though. So I mean that's probably, but I gotta check in Allen Iverson in there. I have to. That's my
Yeah,
boy.
okay.
That's
Anyone
my boy.
else?
What about you? Who else is one of my favorites?
I think I know mine.
I do really like LeBron. For his chase down blocks are some of my favorite things to watch in this world.
Sorry, I'm not tired. I'm just
don't worry about
2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But what about you? Those are probably my
chase down blocks LeBron.
Yeah.
Jordan's number 1.
Yeah.
LeBron's 2.
Yeah.
He beat the Warriors last year. That was crazy. He's the absolute
goat.
His last and if you have the chance, look at his last 3 finals stats together. He's averaged like 30, 10, and 9. Like he's
a monster. Yeah.
Crazy. 7 straight finals.
Yeah.
No one's gonna do that.
Crazy.
LeBron 2. Probably Kareem 3, and then I'll probably have Kobe and Magic probably in the top 5.
Yeah.
It's kind of Lakers heavy, but
I don't blame you at all. I mean, they're just such an awesome franchise. I mean, right now
can't go wrong with about 10 players.
Right, yeah, I mean, seriously, the Lakers are, and I love like just the culture.
They're on the come up. I mean, the Celtics beat them on like the next round.
Yeah.
But the Lakers had like 15 dominant years with Kobe, and the Celtics only had 1 championship.
Crazy, yeah, it's crazy.
They've only won 1 since like 1986, I think.
Yeah,
so.
that was. I mean, I really loved watching those. There's honestly. I can't watch regular season basketball. I just can't. Playoff basketball
it's rough sometimes.
Is the shit.
I like football. You don't watch football?
Okay, we'll get into that right now.
Okay, let's talk about football.
Yeah, I do really love. For me, it's really hard for me to watch like a fucking Browns versus the fucking Raiders game, like one of those.
No, Raiders are good.
Yeah, that's a bad example. But like
Jags.
When it's a good football game, there's rarely.
It's fun. It's just so slow, man. They stop every minute.
Okay, I thought it was bad on TV. I went to a game. My friend had on the field seats at the Cowboys. That stadium is fucking.
It's huge. I've seen it.
It's insane. The thing that's stupid about it though is if you're more than 10 rows back, you watch the screen. Because like I was so close that I got to watch the field. Because the screen, you could land a plane on the like I'm not joking. You could land a plane in the screen. Yeah, it's madness. But the screen is so fucking big that like it's a lot easier, and you get a better view if you watch the screen than you do the game. So you're paying all this money to watch the screen.
Annoying,
pretty much. The thing that mesmerized me was how much time they stand doing nothing.
Oh, the fans?
No, the players.
I know, that's what I was saying. They only play like 5 to 10 minutes of actual gameplay.
That's what I'm saying. But like, it's different because, on TV you get the commercials and stuff. The players will just stand on the field and talk for literally 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
Which I think...
Yeah, I think I only went to 1 game a long time ago, but I don't remember seeing it.
But that's one where... and I don't get to watch it as much, but like, I mean... some of my favorite players are Odell, Julian Edelman. I don't really like the Patriots. I like watching them though. I'm a huge Saints fan.
Odell is a specimen in himself.
He's easily my favorite player.
Best hands like ever.
Dude, he's so athletic. It's stupid. Do you think that's just raw talent?
Yeah, man. He can kick like a 50-yard field goal. He can catch with both hands. He can throw. He can windmill.
Dude, he's
fashion.
He's a freak.
Crazy fast.
The thing about I think it happened in the other week, but the thing I kept saying was, as much as cocky as he is, which I love. Oh my god, don't get me wrong. I love it.
Why not?
The thing is though, when you play that way, you play a game like that. One day someone's gonna get you. And
I don't know though. Odell might be that one guy that's like, he might get knocked once by like Cam Chancellor or some big safety, but he's always going to be up and scoring. He's like in his 30s. He's been like the best 30 years in the league. Like
it's so crazy.
But
I think someone dropped him the other week, right? They went for his knees or something like that. Did you see that?
Yeah, he got injured. I think.
Yeah, how bad is that? Do you know?
No, but he didn't play the last.
I was pissed. Edelman's out for the season. Torn ACL. Edelman's my second.
Really?
Yeah, Edelman's my second favorite player.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's out for the season. Torn ACL.
Patriots.
Yeah. But
Tom Brady.
Tom fucking Brady.
Goat.
Yeah, goat. I think so too.
Goat.
Again, one of those guys that's straight work ethic. That's straight work ethic.
I heard when he has a bad practice, he's like distraught. Like he can't even like function.
Well, and the thing I read an article.
He takes everything so meticulously.
I read an article about his mindset and based on his work ethic off the field. They say with his diet and the shit he does off the field, he's aged backwards. Like he hit a point where he's like he'll be literally in like the -20-degree weather in New England. He'll come home and eat like all veggies, all like lean protein when he wants to eat. Like after a game where he could just eat a pizza, and just eat some comfort food. He sticks to the diet like in like
Yeah, and it's probably just become an absolute habit of his.
It's
regimented.
The yoga, the meditation, all the shit he does. This doctor was explaining how he's literally aged backwards by the shit that he's doing. But yeah, he
deserves all the credit.
For sure.
He's worked his ass off, late round pick, and he has the system. Obviously, he won a couple of Super Bowls with some, Vinatieri hit some kicks to win Super Bowls
for sure.
But they still give him credit.
You can't deny him now. You can't.
Him and Jordan. After the last
one against the Falcons, you can't deny him anymore.
Absolutely. That was like the confirmation. Like he's just the best ever.
I will say that one was amazing.
But the Falcons, though, how do you not score one more time?
Yeah, I know, man.
Doesn't make sense.
The thing, my favorite Super Bowl ever was 2015 against the Patriots versus the Seahawks. With that fucking crazy catch at the end, and the interception on the goal line.
Just give it to Marshawn Lynch.
We'll get into that too. And I love Pete Carroll's one of my idols. I love Pete Carroll. I mean, because if you really if you listen to his podcast, he's been on a few podcasts about his attitude towards the game. It's fascinating. You should definitely check into it. But look, that Super Bowl, it had everything. It had, first of all, I love the Seahawks.
The Super Bowl right before that one, the Patriots, the Seahawks against the Broncos.
Remember it was bad. That was a
defense. That was a defense Super Bowl.
That Legion of Boom is fucking. They're falling off. Then I was good. But what do you think about Richard Sherman? I love him.
I mean, if he can be as loud as he wants, as long as he backs it up.
Yeah,
he's backed it up. I used to follow football a bit more, but if he backs it up.
But that 2015, it had everything. It had the best offensive team against the best defensive team. It had fucking the Legion of Boom, all the huge hitters on that thing, and then Edelman's breakout. That was Edelman's breakout game. That's when everyone found out about him.
I mean, he was already like a solid ass player, but he has a little moment. He had a moment.
Yeah, for sure.
With that catch, the one where he was falling down and he just caught it.
That was against the Falcons. I'm talking.
What you're talking about?
I'm talking about where he had the winning catch against the Seahawks, where he just played.
Oh, was that before? I forgot about that.
He got dropped against Cam Chancellor. Fucked him up.
I mean,
and they thought he had a concussion, but Edelman got up and started running.
He's a warrior.
Oh my God, he is. And I saw the 30 for 30 on him. Man, he's fucking.
I haven't seen that.
He's awesome. But yeah, he just got injured. So really, but I do love a great football game. Honestly, there's nothing like it. It's an experience.
It's like I watched a couple of baseball games in the summer.
Yeah.
And baseball has its own kind of unique
for sure
flow to it.
And I was
good
talking.
Vibe,
I was talking
beer,
to. Yeah, definitely. But I was talking to one of my good friends who's a baseball player. He says just for when there's someone on first base, they have 23 different plays. 23 different plays for his team for when someone's on first base.
Oh, like defensive plays?
Yes, there's so much more to the game than people realize with baseball. And
it's strategic.
It's hard for me to sit down and watch a game on TV, but I go to the ballpark sometimes in Texas, and it's really fun actually. But I never really stay for the whole game, but it's a good time. But
I never stay till the end. It's parking lots of bitch.
It's really fun to play. And the World Series is pretty fun. When the Red Sox in the World Series.
Man, I wish I would play basketball. I wish there's a couple inches tall. I just was determined to play. Dude.
Really? Would that be the sport that you would pursue?
Yeah, I think it's the most exciting.
Yeah.
Soccer is the most universal. I grew up playing that. My dad's Italian. Playing soccer. The mentality is good.
Did you play a lot in California?
Yeah. Growing up my whole life,
really?
High school varsity team.
Oh, that's sick.
I wasn't really good, but I was good. I could play varsity, I was good enough, but I wasn't an amazing player. But it's awesome.
Out of soccer and basketball, which is your favorite to play?
Basketball's way more fun to watch. Soccer is for me more fun to play because I'm better at it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
It's more fun to score. But every time you're on a basketball court and you swoosh something, it feels great.
That's what I've never been a good basketball.
The repetition.
Basketball is actually my best sport. That is not even close. It is my best sport actually because it was almost like I loved it so much for so long that I was just doing it so much that I got really good without even know.
You just got an instinct.
All I have is hands though.
Defensive hands?
No, just dribbles. That's and passing. I can't shoot. I can't.
You got hands though.
I got hands. Yeah. That's the only thing. That's the.
I'm just defense. I play defense in soccer.
No, I see defense.
I defense and I shoot threes. I set some screens. Yeah. I'm a good rebounder.
Yeah. So I always
play pickup with my friends.
Yeah, I always play. I was always the point guard because I had good handles and I was really good at distributing the ball. But man, when it came to shooting, I can't do it.
The thing is, all the good shooters is you literally just outside your house shooting 500, 600, 700 times a day.
Or when you're Kobe, you're hitting 1,000 before you.
Yeah, no. I mean when you're growing up,
yeah,
like,
that's
as
what
a
I'm
kid,
saying.
all those like really good white 3-point JJ Redick, Kyle Korver, Nick Novak, just shot thousands of threes.
Yeah, exactly. But like, and that's really all. The thing is that like when you're doing something like that, and that's really the first thing that in my life that I was doing without even realizing it. Like, you come home, put your bag down, change, and then just go. I would just go shoot for or go play basketball and dribble for hours.
Same thing with soccer. You can get so good.
Yeah, you get, but like it's not even like you're trying to get good. You're just doing it because you like it, and then you end up like playing against other kids. Like I come back from summer and be like a decent,
a little bit better. Yeah.
So that's
you see the improvement a lot.
For sure.
A lot easier.
For sure. Well, if I could play any sport with hockey, I'd probably go hockey.
Yeah, you played hockey, didn't you?
Yeah, hockey is one where it is.
I saw some highlights the other day. Some nasty highlights.
For me, it's the most exciting because even a shitty hockey game is fun to watch because everything is a scoring chance. Once you pass the red line, which is the middle line, anything is a scoring chance because the puck is so goddamn small and
it is, bro. You can shoot from half court.
It's the hardest sport to play in terms of the skills you need to acquire. Because first of all, skating
backwards too.
Or skating it takes years to master.
Yeah, but most of those people probably grew up just
for sure.
skating.
But I'm saying, like,
that's like a given.
If you want to pick it up later, and then so there's that element, the skating, and then there's the stick handling, which is not easy.
There's a lot of elements to playing hockey.
And then
the strength,
speed, and then also keeping your head up. Because if you skate with your head down, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
So that's why
you just get picked.
And I think it's the most exciting sport to watch in terms of the physicality, the speed, the skill. I mean, like and there's so many different styles that people can play with. Like for example, the Bruins, who are my favorite team, they're not very skilled. So there's a thing in hockey called dump and chase. So basically, it's where you the strategy isn't really to finesse your way into the other team's area. It's more to you dump the puck in, so you give them the puck, but you go and you just haul ass into the corner, and then you
just try to get in on their half of the field.
Yeah, but you play physical, so you wear them down, and then they are forced to make mistakes, and then you score. So for some people, that's not the Bruins are an exception because
seems like a very dirty tactic. Not like dirty like cheating, but dirty like it's like
It's not.
It gets down and dirty.
It's not the
prettiest.
It's not the prettiest to watch, but the Bruins pull it off to where they make it really exciting because they're so physical, and the fans.
Don't they have Sidney Crosby?
No, that he's at Pittsburgh Penguins. He is. I hate him, but he's incredible.
He's great. Bro.
He's incredible. The thing and I wish that soccer would do this. The goal horns in hockey, if it
passed the line, it's obviously way faster in hockey too, though.
No, but I'm saying like the did I say goal lines or goal horns?
Goal horns.
The goal like so, and for people watching, I'm gonna edit like right now. I'll edit the Bruins goal horn, but like here, like listen to this. It's fucking like I really wish they added this in soccer because I think it would make it so much more fun to watch. Here, like listen to this.
What is this? Is it like a song or is it just like a horn?
You'll hear it. This one has like commentary and everything, but wait.
And they've done it, and this fan base is electrified right now.
But in the Bruins, I mean that's why in the TD Garden the seats are all yellow because the Bruins have been it's the second team ever made in hockey. There's the Montreal Canadiens and then the Bruins. And so the original 6 team, it's the history in that building is fucking nuts. But if soccer had that, I think it would be it would so, and I'll add it for the people watching. But man,
it'd be fun.
It'd be so
more fun. Yeah.
Well,
like the vuvuzelas from South Africa.
Yeah, and the thing about hockey is that each team has a different goal horn, which is dope. They each
cool.
So they each have like.
I like how in baseball they have walk-ons.
Yeah, exactly. But you have the horn, which the Bruins is like some I think it's from a cruise ship, or not a cruise ship, like a
tugboat.
Yeah, like a carrier boat. And then it's the for the song part.
Yeah.
And then but each team, I think if soccer did that, that'd be awesome because if the crowd noise on top of a goal horn. There's not. It's fucking madness. Honestly,
it like guides the like,
it's
noise
so crazy.
Yeah.
But I love passion. I don't care if I like the team or not. When you get a fan base that's fucking into it, that's why I love.
Absolutely.
And Real Madrid is fun.
It's so easy. It's so easy to be a Real Madrid fan.
Yeah,
sit back, watch them win, bet on their games.
Yeah, that one's different. But
can't even bet on their games. Actually, they're overwhelming favorites.
Yeah, but that's why I love Marseille, because Marseille's fans are. I mean, it gets to the point where
the Velodrome, right?
Yeah, but the Velodrome. And next they just closed it off a couple years ago. So before it was an open stadium, and now it's like there's a hole in it, but it's not like a huge one. So and that's why I'm going this year. I need to go see a game against.
Yeah, I'm going to the game tomorrow.
Oh, really?
PSG Lyon.
Oh, that's gonna be a badass game.
Yeah,
actually, god damn.
I hope it's.
I'm really because they have Lyon has Valbuena now, and they're a good team for sure. Yeah, but no, that's gonna be fun as fuck. But then we went to that fucking PSG Malmo game.
Dirty, yeah. Di Maria had a goal.
Cavani also in the first
5
minutes of the game.
First 3 minutes, yeah.
But even as a Marseille fan, I don't mind PSG at all. But like going there, I was a PSG fan that night. When the crowd was that into it, man.
Yeah, it's an ambiance.
It's the most special sport in terms of the fan base. I mean, there's really nothing.
Yeah, it's in the heart. You feel it deep
for sure, and like.
It's like any college football games are just like
that. Okay, but
wild.
The thing about that is
way more hype.
I feel like for soccer, not a lot of for college football rather, people go to the games, but not a lot of people know everything about the sport. So
not at all. Soccer is easy.
For example, like I was in Vannes in Brittany this summer, like where I live in France in the summer, and like everyone knows about it. Old ladies are talking about. So what do you guys think about Neymar? Like these old grannies are talking about Neymar leaving. Yeah. Everyone's involved.
I mean, he's huge.
Which I love, and man, I love. There's nothing like a good fan base, honestly.
It's true.
Loyal fan base.
But then there's like the ultras, like the crazy fan bases, like for some Italian teams. They're like gangsters.
Napoli.
The whole Antifa thing, a lot of the anti-fascists.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
that whole political
movement.
I mean, not movement, but there's like a political controversy.
Yeah, for sure.
Weeks about that.
What's that team in Turkey? Fenerbahce. Was that Fenerbahce with that?
Fenerbahce, Galatasaray.
Galatasaray. Welcome to hell. Oh my.
Yeah,
my god, so nasty.
I would hate to be there. Like a referee, man, I would die of all the.
I would love. I would love that to be my home fucking stadium, though.
It would be sick to go to a game.
I would love that, but
I wouldn't want to go.
And that's why if I could play for any team, it would be Marseille, just because they come with the flares. And they do the chants, like one title, like they chant to each other. It's fucking so bad.
That's a very French thing.
Oh, absolutely.
PSG game too.
Well, see, I wish a lot of other sports. Okay, I want to get your take on this, because I had a big argument with my dad about this summer. We were talking about what makes a sport intense, and I said that the UFC is the most intense it can get, in my opinion.
It's because it's the most boundless. There's no laws.
Well, he said the only reason I'm saying that is because of how dangerous the sport is.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, look at all the pressure the soccer players are under. And I say, well, the only reason you're saying that is because there's so many fans of soccer. So I said, if you put the two together, like if you compared, like for example, just the intensity of soccer versus the UFC, same amount of fans, same amount of hype. I think the UFC is fucking intense.
It's an intense sport. It's just, obviously the argument that you're saying is on the other side is just that you can do whatever you want in the UFC. So like gives more room for intensity.
Well, and another thing I was thinking about was that building a legacy in another sport, like building a legacy in soccer, is fucking hard as shit.
There's just so many good players because it's so easy to play soccer.
But you need to be consistent as well.
Yeah.
For example, in boxing or the UFC, you can have a couple good fights and be considered a legend.
I mean, you can win one upset and people remember you forever. James Buster Douglas.
Buster Douglas.
No one knows who that is except for that he beat Mike Tyson.
Also, though, just on the other side of that, paradoxically, you can also have a tainted career because of one loss. Look at Jose Aldo, the guy that McGregor knocked down in 13 seconds. He's one of the greatest of all time, but
I didn't even know he was that good, but I remember watching the hype for the fight and everything.
10 years undefeated. Oh my God.
He knocked him out in, 10 seconds?
13 seconds, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, that he was just
I didn't think it was that easy. You just get one good shot on the chin and, the nerves in your body.
McGregor's got some serious knockout power.
I wish I would have been able to see it during the Mayweather fight. At least Mayweather go down once just to see.
Well,
obviously, he's the GOAT.
I do really. I don't know. It's for me in boxing. I think the GOAT will. I would put
just Ali because of the whole.
No,
overall
but
message.
even the people that Ali fought in their prime, that's the difference. So
Frazier and Foreman.
to rope a dope George Foreman.
No,
It is
no.
who they didn't even want Ali to fight George Foreman. That's how scary that motherfucker
Foreman was scary, man. Like he had the punch. He had the hardest punch.
They thought he would.
He won the heavyweight title at like 40. He came back and won it.
Fucking
10 years later, or something like that.
He's set for life too with everything he's doing now.
The grill.
Yeah, with the Foreman grills. I love that.
No, he's been doing that forever.
Yeah, but so it's really hard to build a legacy in boxing. But to go back to the Ali Mayweather thing, I think that Mayweather fought Canelo when he was 23, fought De La Hoya when De La Hoya was old, Pacquiao when he was old, Miguel Cotto when he was
Cotto. He
was a bit older.
Pretty fair.
That was probably one of the Maidana beat his ass.
Maidana's hard, yeah.
The thing about I think Floyd lost his first fight to Jose Luis Castillo, which is way back in the day. But
Castillo is good.
Yeah, nasty.
Was that one really good fight? Castillo, was it Corrales? No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Castillo, maybe Canelo, maybe one really gnarly fight.
But I mean, there have been a lot of wars over the years. But that fucking Fury Klitschko fight. Oh my god, did you watch that? Incredible.
Klitschko is
the heavyweight. Klitschko was sticking at the sport. He was really bad for the sport. The thing was back in the day, you could look at anyone and ask, hey, who's the heavyweight boxing champion of the world? Oh, it's Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. When it was Klitschko, no one fucking knew because he was so boring to watch because he just didn't want to lose, and that's the difference between.
Well, why was he boring? Was he just dodging a lot?
Yeah, because the thing in boxing is that, so for example, in the UFC, if you lose a fight, you can come back easy because people pay for your excitement value. In boxing, however, it's all about the record. That's why Canelo was he's nasty.
He was 42-0 when he played against Floyd. But he's 49-1-1.
But a lot of the reasons those guys get to that level is because they fight these easy fights.
Yeah. Because the first 20, 30 fights are all easy fights. Probably the same thing with Triple G, or is a lot of it, or has.
See, I followed Canelo for a long time because he was always on Mayweather's undercards, so I would always get to watch Canelo's fights, and I saw him growing up.
Yeah, he's getting better.
No, he's incredible.
I just want him to win. I want to win that
Yeah.
one.
But no, I really do like it. The thing about Canelo is he's self-taught is the wrong word, but he's been with his amateur coach his whole career.
Really?
With McGregor too. Those are the two.
McGregor's fight. Oh no, McGregor. Oh yeah, I was thinking.
McGregor's been with John Kavanagh since the beginning, like literally since he was like.
It's hard to let go of. Yeah, your original teacher.
Well, and that's one thing that I really like. If you're not learning from these people, I think you're falling behind. If you're not learning from Mayweather and McGregor in life, I'm not saying like. That's
you mean as a fellow boxer or as a person?
Just like mindset wise. I mean, and that's why I think if you're not learning from McGregor as a businessman, I think you're losing. Not because I think you should walk.
Mayweather more so.
Mayweather even more so for sure. But Connor's still young. He's only 29.
Yeah. That was his first real money fight ever.
Yeah, but like the thing is, if McGregor was a boxer from the beginning, he would have blown Floyd out of the water in terms of money. Not even close. So? If he would maybe.
Don't you think he would have been a boxer if he was better at boxing than he is at fighting?
Well, he started boxing. That's.
I know, but I'm saying he probably would have stayed boxing if he was better at that.
Well, he just had an obsession with MMA. It wasn't like he liked MMA better. And the weakest part of his game, it's a lot better now, but it was his ground game for a while. He just was a boxer.
He doesn't have a ground game.
Now he does. It's really good now, but because he's put out so much work into it. But
the only fights he's lost have been on the ground by submission. I think.
Yeah, all of them have been.
All the ones he's won have been standing up too.
Yeah, 3 have been submission. I think he's won one by submission, but like that was way back in the day. But against the Diaz, which was a crazy fight the first time.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Like
the second one was crazier.
Nuts. Yeah, I mean that was one of the best fights I've ever seen, just in terms of like just pure heart from both. Diaz.
They just wanted to make a fight, like a real fight.
Oh, and they did for sure. It was amazing. But like I'm saying that if McGregor would have been a boxer from the beginning, he would have made a lot more money than because.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Conor took a sport where people didn't make any money, and now is making tens of millions in his fights, which isn't 100.
Yeah, the Mayweather fight probably boosted how the UFC stuff went.
And one of the things that McGregor always said when they compared him to Floyd was that Conor was saying, "Look, I'm 28. I'm probably the biggest star in the world," and Floyd was under Oscar De La Hoya's undercard when he was 28.
Sure.
Floyd became a really big star.
But McGregor's not like the most famous person.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he is now.
But he lost.
But still, he's still. I mean, like he's
it's
the
harder.
biggest star in the.
It's because he can come back from a loss differently. Like he doesn't have to.
I always wanted to know.
What he should be doing is shutting up and just taking the loss and doing something.
Well, I haven't been following him actually.
Yeah, no, me either. I'm saying, I mean, if that fight shouldn't have been any confirmation for him that like he's like. I mean, he probably thought he would knock out Floyd.
Yeah, he really.
No one thought really he would, but like
no.
he thought he would. So
yeah.
he probably is worse than he thought he was.
I mean, I thought he fought really. I thought he fought well, honestly.
I thought he fought well too. He was tired.
The thing at the
end, he was tired.
Yeah, for sure. Well, he came in so massive to that fight.
Yeah, like the first 4 rounds.
No, I'm saying like so he weighed in at 153, but he was probably 170, 175.
I meant at the beginning of the fight, yeah, he was
crazy. Like when you see the size difference between them, he was a tank in there. I think he came in a little too heavy, and I think that he doesn't have the style to go the distance. Where Floyd is like patient.
He has the length, yeah, but he doesn't have the patience.
And even in the UFC, that's why he was struggling in the second Diaz fight because he's so aggressive and wants to knock the knockout so. He was a lot better than the Diaz fight, but like he just doesn't really have the style to go the full distance and just win a decision. That's not really him.
Yeah,
that's what makes him so fun to watch though, because the only time he went to a decision was because it was a fucking insane fight, and you could fucking shoot Diaz in the head and he wouldn't get knocked out like that. His chin is like it's
Diaz's chin's gnarly.
He's gonna have some serious brain damage. So like it's already pretty bad. His brother's not that bad, but yeah. Why I said that like McGregor is a businessman. So I don't know if you were following it. So basically, after he beat Alvarez in November, he became the two-way. Sorry, Eddie Alvarez. He became the two-way world champion in November. He basically said, and that's right before that, the UFC got sold. Do you remember that? They sold for $4.2 billion. $4 million.
I've been to the house of the owners. The
really? The Fertitas, yeah, nasty. But there were some new. Now WME owns the UFC now, and Conor basically after he won said, "Look, WME has to come to me. Like I want to be set for life when I'm fighting again in the UFC."
Yeah, he just wants his money.
That's what I'm saying. And WME never went to go talk to him. They still haven't talked to him.
Oh.
So he said, "Fuck you! I'm gonna go fight Floyd." Makes $100 million. Now he's set up a fight. This is how smart he is. Now he's set up a fight. You know who Paulie Malignaggi is? You remember this?
Yeah, his trainer.
Okay. Yeah, or no, the sparring partner. Now, my prediction.
He's gonna fight him in boxing.
Yes, in Dublin, in a stadium. That's my prediction.
Wow.
And he'll make $40 million for that. I would say. Whereas
just keep making money fights.
That's what I'm saying.
And 5 money fights.
That's what I'm saying.
Versus 30 fights where it's.
And hardcore UFC fans like me, I want to see him back, obviously, because I love watching him in the
UFC.
UFC.
I don't want him to see it. If I were more of an avid fan,
but okay, so look at
play.
Some of the guys he's the 155-pound champion. The guys he has to fight in 155 are fucking killers.
Who?
There's a guy called Khabib Nurmagomedov who's undefeated. He's from Dagestan in Russia. There are videos of him when he was a kid. He wrestles grizzly bears.
What?
This kid literally is 4 years old wrestling grizzly bears. Like, he's a fucking animal.
What do they feed those kids over there?
And then there's another guy called Tony Ferguson, who is a bad fight for Conor. He's an awful fight for Conor. So it's like Conor knows his worth now. He knows he's the biggest star. Now that Floyd's gone for good, he's the biggest star in the world.
Yeah, he has a good platform right now to be able to capitalize on his opportunities.
And the thing for McGregor, it's like, well, he could go back to the UFC, back to making $15 million a fight, to fight these fucking monsters, and where he could lose and crush his reputation.
Or make 3 times as much boxing. And just have a huge fight with Paulie Malignaggi in a stadium. You should do that.
But that's what I'm saying. He knows his worth, and he knows how to play the game so fucking well. That's why I think that people.
That's why Floyd was so big, man. He just picked and chose who he wanted to fight, when he wanted to fight him. Perfect time of their careers when they were fading down, and
or they were too young. Like in Canelo's case, he was too young in Canelo's case. But another thing that's crazy, Jamie Foxx, obviously, right? He went on this guy called Joe Rogan's, Joe Rogan's podcast, and was basically talking about how they're friends, and that Jamie will go over to his house and Floyd will just talk for hours about like the art of business in boxing and how. And apparently, I saw another interview with Floyd. This was back in like 2009 when the Pacquiao fight was like, that was when it was first one they needed it to happen. Yeah. Pacquiao had just fucked up Oscar De La Hoya, and it was like
that was the gnarly.
It was built. It was built. It was there. But Floyd would have his friends over and say, "Look, man, there's this guy Pacquiao coming up. I'm gonna build like this is the he said he would tell us this was back in '09. He's like, I'm gonna make $300 million off of this Pacquiao guy.
And he knew that in '09?
Called it.
Jeez.
And basically what he did, he milked so many goddamn pay-per-view buys from then, and because everyone was buying the pay-per-views, hoping he would lose, because and he was one where he transcended the sport, and that he was the villain of boxing.
Mayweather. I mean, he also did some dumb. He also like beat his
wife. Absolutely. But
that made him the villain.
Before all that happened, it was 2007 when he fought De La Hoya, which is the first true boxing match I ever watched because of the build-up. And this. It's called 24/7. It's like it's called All Access, where it's like the behind the scenes before the fight. In that, Oscar De La Hoya was the most popular boxer on the planet. I mean, the Golden Boy, everyone loved him. In comes Floyd. He says, "All right, we've got this guy who's the fan favorite. I'm gonna come and just be a fucking asshole." And it built.
He used that personality to his advantage.
Exactly.
That's smart. Exactly. That's what we're seeing. He's really smart with this one.
And that's what
I don't know about now though. I think he might have lost a lot of his money now.
Well, the whole IRS thing. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but I think with the cash he just brought in with this McGregor fight, he's set.
Oh, he's set. He's been set. Yeah. Should we end there?
You want to?
We can talk more, but you want to take a break?
Yeah.